too long ago, we did a piece that we called Ascension, which had this feeling like stones were coming from the massive mineral state and moving into another elevated or different type of state, say maybe like a solid moving to a gas, or the material moving to the spiritual, something like that, moving from one stage upward to another stage. This one, to me, was the reverse. This one was the other side. We'll see in a second, but it has more of a modernist, what would you call it, a
dish or
a dish, yes, a receiver, a receptacle. It's looking out and looking for something, or it's connecting with something, bringing something in from the outside that hasn't quite come into the material yet, okay? And here we have this massive piece of material, almost 3,000 pounds, and then we have this delicate probe, this delicate eye that's looking out. And so the flow to me was from that, like that signal coming in its delicate, faint way, and coming gradually into stepping down and spiraling, and then landing coming into the earth, and then becoming into the material world. So that's where the title comes from, grounding.
I love its 360-degree flavor too. And how did you choose which ones to bring down in scale as you?
Well, I'm going to defer to Ethan on this one, because, you know, sometimes we do have this partnership and we're working together all the time, but sometimes that means you take the lead or I take the lead. We get the inspiration separately and simultaneously, but in this case, Ethan had some real urge to do some things that we hadn't done, or to follow up with some feelings and aesthetic ideas, whatever, that he was compelled to do. And I had to try to make myself just let him go more with that, and let me follow and not be so critical and let that happen. Did you want to tell us a little bit about what you were thinking as you developed this?
Well, like so many other pieces, this piece started with a singular stone that we were inspired by, which is this giant egg shape. And when we got this stone a year ago, we weren't sure what to do with it, and it literally took us a year to start working on. We were just a little bit intimidated by the size and the beauty of the stone by itself. But although it was so beautiful on its own, I really had this urge to cut into that stone and manipulate that beautiful egg shape in some way on our own. And it has so many different sides. I wanted to accent, you know, the faces that each different face that it had, and this sort of spiraling upward of descending in size stones accents this particular, you know, beautiful curved shape of this side of the stone. But it also invites you to come over to this side and see a completely different angle. That's enough said about that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned this side, because I was really connected with this particular shape right here, and I was always sort of over his shoulder, like hoping that what his idea was going to include this in a way that I felt it needed to be justified with, and I think that it did. But it's this beautiful natural curve that's actually starting to form perhaps a spiral, and then it comes out and starts to interact with the movement in this top stone.
It's almost like a void in the landscape where you have a breathing space that has a shape that leads your eye into other places.
That's right. That's well said. Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you very much.
You're most
Fabulous
welcome.
Piece.
You're most welcome.
Sorry that every one of these statues is so. This one is the small stones and the big stones and the etching.
tips just to get this out of the
Kind of reminds me of snowman too.
Oh yeah,
See how those lines go.
So evidently they do the convex and then you have the concave stone thing to fit it in there, I guess.
They'll share. They're all shared. You know, so it has to, we would climb on it.